Getting back to a $40,000 price point average? It's impossible. You can't do it. Those words came from Tim Kuniskis, head of Ram Trucks, when someone asked why his company can't build an affordable full-size pickup anymore. The Ram 1500, their flagship half-ton truck, now starts above $40,000 even in stripped-down tradesman trim. Kuniskis admitted he might save $1,000 by gutting features. Maybe, but a $30,000 work truck? The man running the company says it can't happen, and here's what makes this worth your time. Kuniskis actually broke down the math behind that statement, and when you see the numbers, you'll understand why the affordable pickup your dad bought is never coming back. We're covering the three forces that killed budget trucks, why Ram's emergency solution might backfire, and the uncomfortable truth about where all that money actually went. Most people understand trucks got expensive, but the scale of the damage runs deeper than anyone realizes. $36,000. That's what a mid-tier full-size pickup cost in 2014, whether you walked into a Ford dealership for an F-150 or a Chevy lot for a Silverado. Fast forward to 2024, and that number had climbed to $55,000 across the segment, a 53% jump in a single decade. Blue-collar wages told a different story during those same years, rising only 39%, while truck prices kept accelerating away from the people who needed them most. Then 2023 brought something that had never happened in American automotive history. The average truck price crossed a full year's gross salary for the average construction worker, plumber, or electrician. Think about that for a second. An entire year of earnings before taxes, before rent, before groceries, all of it going to one vehicle. Today's average full-size truck transaction price sits around $64,000, which means the affordable half-ton didn't just get more expensive. It ceased to exist, and the people who actually need trucks for work can no longer afford them. Ram had one escape valve for years, a 15-year-old design they kept building at the Warren Truck Assembly Plant specifically for budget buyers, and that's when the company killed it. The Ram 1500 Classic traced its roots back to the previous generation, kept on life support because customers couldn't stomach the price of the new one. Simple formula made that truck work. Old Hemi Vive 8, vinyl floors, a 5-inch screen that did the basics, and a starting price hovering around $36,000 after incentives. The current 1500 loaded up with the new Hurricane inline-6 engine and air suspension, but the Classic just hauled stuff without pretense. Commercial buyers needed this truck, and sales proved they were buying it. None of that mattered because in September 2024, Ram pulled the plug anyway. The last Classic rolled off the Warren assembly line, and nothing replaced it at that price point. Every Classic that had sold represented a more expensive truck that stayed on the lot, and those budget customers weren't generating enough profit to justify their existence. Ram's entry point for working people now starts at $40,275 with the Hurricane powertrain, and adding 4-wheel drive pushes the total past $50,000 before the options sheet even opens. That number would have bought a fully loaded Explorer 10 years ago. Kuniskis claims the math won't work even if he wanted to build cheaper, and this is where things get complicated because he might actually be telling the truth. I have the numbers, but first please, like my video, subscribe, and tell me what you think about this revelation in the comments. It helps more than you know. Thanks. NHTS, a cafe. Standards now demand a fleet average approaching 49 miles per gallon by 2026 and hitting those corporate average fuel economy targets with 6,000-pound trucks that tow 10,000 more requires expensive engineering. Turbocharged engines with elaborate cooling systems, mild hybrid technology, 12-speed transmissions, lightweight materials that cost considerably more than steel. Safety regulations stack on top of that baseline. Every truck rolling off the line needs forward collision warning, automatic braking, lane departure systems, blind spot monitoring, and backup cameras just to meet basic requirements. Modern trucks carry 8 to 12 airbags as standard equipment, and each curtain airbag alone runs over $400 before installation. Crash sensors, control modules, and pre-tensioning seatbelts add thousands more in safety equipment that simply didn't exist 15 years ago. Vehicle cap costs for factory orders climbed 51% since 2021, driven by steel prices, semiconductor shortages, and global shipping. The regulatory burden alone adds thousands to every truck before Ram makes a single decision about features or comfort. But here's where sympathy starts running thin. If costs genuinely exploded this much, someone needs to explain why Ram's parent company paid their CEO $39 million while telling customers that affordable trucks were mathematically impossible. Carlos Tavares ran Stellantis until December 2024, and his compensation package for 2023 hit 36.5 million euros, roughly $39 million at exchange rates. During those same months, Stellantis cut jobs, slowed production, and shuttered plants across multiple continents. Workers filed complaints about unsanitary conditions and facilities without adequate heating. Tavares collected compensation equal to 350 times the average worker's salary, while the company line remained that affordable trucks couldn't be built. The credibility gap became impossible to ignore. A CEO earning enough to purchase 30 trucks per month loses the right to claim the math doesn't work for everyone else. Tavares departed the company in December 2024, and the UAW didn't hold back, calling the company mismanaged and its workers mistreated for too long. His exit didn't come cheap either. Another $12 million in severance followed him out the door, which means the executive suite found plenty of money. They just never found any for truck buyers. So what's Kuniskis actually doing about any of this? His answer comes back to one phrase that keeps appearing in every interview: until I get a midsize truck. That's what Kuniskis says whenever someone asks about $40,000 pickups. Ram stands alone among major brands without a midsize option in America. Ford sells the Ranger, Chevy moves the Colorado, GMC has the Canyon, Toyota pushed 274,000 Tacomas out the door last year, and even Nissan still offers the Frontier. Without a midsize truck, Ram isn't even competing on a third of the market, and Kuniskis knows the math. A smaller frame means a smaller engine, fewer raw materials, and an easier path to CAFE targets. The solution to a mathematical problem turns out to be mathematical. Kuniskis described what he needs as a real truck with real capability, just a little smaller and a little bit more accessible. A Ram midsize, possibly reviving the Dakota name, appears to be in development, with reports pointing to the Belvidere assembly plant in Illinois as the production site. The danger is already visible, though. The same forces strangling full-size affordability have started circling midsize territory, with the Tacoma pushing past $30,000 at base. A segment that cost $20,000 a decade ago keeps creeping toward $40,000. Here's the truth about everything Kuniskis said. The math checks out. Between CAFE mandates, safety requirements, and supply chain inflation, building a $40,000 full-size truck profitably has become genuinely difficult. What he left out matters more. Though, manufacturers spent 20 years choosing not to fight for affordability. They killed small trucks, loaded half-tons with luxury features nobody asked for, and pushed average prices past $60,000 because the margins looked better that way. When the affordable option finally became mathematically hard to build, they threw up their hands and declared it impossible. The $40,000 Ram 1500 probably isn't coming back, and anyone shopping today should focus on the midsize segment before it inflates completely. Used trucks from 2018 to 2021 still hold decent value. The coming wave of midsize entries from Ram and others might finally deliver something approaching reasonable for buyers willing to wait. Is the affordable truck truly dead, or are manufacturers just unwilling to build it? Drop your take in the comments, and be sure to subscribe and like this video. Thanks a lot.